something like this when you came here to Hawaii?
I was not thinking submarine right now.
Well, hopefully it'll be a good one. Alright, so we're going to get a few minutes of video here to lead into the other video we'll take. Sorry? Oh, yes, please. Let me stop this. And here's Connor. Big portholes.
Clear to bend 48 after.
48, opening vents, done.
Let's go!
Alright guys. Aloha, Wheelalai. Good afternoon, welcome aboard the Atlantis 14. Can you guys all hear me okay? Raise your hands if you cannot hear me. If you raise your hands, you probably heard me. Very good. Hello folks, my name is Jason. I'll be your Puka Shell tour guide as we'll be doing the live English narration for you today. Headsets once again will be for our foreign speaking guests. Alright, so once again, Nihongo Okyakusama headset dozo channel 4番. Iyo. For our Chinese guests, Ni hao, Shigyong RG, Changwen Shizi, Whoopin down, Xie. For our Korean speaking guests, sorry I don't speak Korean, but that'll be channel 6 for Korean. For our Spanish speaking friends, Hola, habla español 3, channel 3. Alright, here we go. So you heard the class installing off, signify we're beginning our dive sequence. Start with dive sequence, open our vents through ballast tanks, releasing air from these tanks and allowing water into it. So as we flood these tanks with water, that will make our submarine a little heavier, and that in turn is what's going to help us sink towards the bottom. Or should I say sink? Not a good choice of word, right? Submerge, I like that, very good. You want a job here? You're really good with words. Yeah, sink and flies, it's a one-way trip and we're probably not going to come back, right? Very good. Submerge, slowly submerge. Now I'd like to point out to you folks, you probably already noticed we have this 2 digital depth gauges on board the Atlantis 14. Tells us how deep we are any point of the tour. So if you look up forward towards me, off to my right or your left, or the port side, one depth gauge up forward here, another one on the starboard side, right hand side, all the way aft. All the way towards our co-pilot back there. By the way, that's our co-pilot, Justin. Hello, Justin. If you're sitting back there, you have any questions for him, do not hesitate to ask him anything. He knows everything about our dive set, every technical part of our submarine as well. Right now, we're about a very deep depth of about 11 feet. Not deep at all. Once we go past 20 feet, we'll then be completely submerged. Every part of our submarine underwater. Now, before we get down to the bottom, get down to the ocean floor, go any deeper, I'd like to remind everyone, make sure you go ahead and fasten those seatbelts. Put those two buckles together right behind me that reach right around, right there. That's buckles right there. See it? No buckles. I'm only kidding. No seatbelts. That's why there's no buckles. That never gets old, does it? Major luck. A very simple way of seeing who's paying attention. You guys are great. Looks like nobody's listening. All right. We got a few right there, midship on port, looking for their seatbelt. Now, no joke here. I see you guys with cameras. I'm sure you want to take nice pictures today. Make sure you shut off the flash on your camera when taking pictures through the viewport. Pictures of the marine life. Viewport glass you're looking through about 4.5 inches thick. Take enough to leave the flash on. That flash will just bounce off the glass to get a nice picture of your flash. Now, if you're going to take pictures of family or friends sitting next to you, if you're inside of the submarine, be sure to turn the flash back on. The deeper the submarine goes today, the inside of the cabin will get darker. So that's right, don't flash the fish, but it's okay for you to flash your friends. And remember that, flash away, you'll be fine. All right. Now we are going to be touring artificial reefs, man-made structures that Atlantis had built or purchased. Put underwater here on themselves. Most of these artificial reefs have been down here way back since 1989, when we first started our tours here off Waikiki. Now these artificial reefs, what do? Well, they attract a lot of marine life, right? When I say marine life, most of us think about fish, definitely. Attracts a lot of the smaller fish. Right? These small fish like these reefs give them a place to live, a place to hide. Right? If you're a small fish, what are you probably most afraid of? Yeah, bigger fish, right? Predators. So we get to see not only these smaller reef fish, but those predator fish as well. Kind of predator fish we normally see here are the trovalis and amberjacks. Bluefin trovalis, giant trovalis as well, or what Hawaiians call ulua. I'm sure we'll find the ulua today. One predator I'm pretty sure you're hoping to see today, you want to ask me about, is a shark. Right, show fans, who wants to see a shark? Yeah, we all do. At least when we're safely in the confines of a submarine. I don't want to see one when you're out there. I don't blame you. Keep your eyes open. The sharks we sometimes see here, and I say sometimes because we don't always see them. There's white-tip reef shark, the oceanic black-tip shark. Rare occasions we'll see tiger sharks as well. Tiger shark, kind of rare. Though about 8 weeks ago, I did see a 10-foot tiger shark out here. So keep your eyes open. Let me know if you see anything. Now the first reef we're going to see is called the Hawaiian Pyramids. Now this set of artificial reefs, we're going to go down the middle of this. We'll actually get to see them on both sides of the sub as we go down the middle. 6 pyramids in all, so we'll have 3 on port and 3 on starboard. Now I did point out port and starboard, point out the depth gauges. Let's see who's been paying attention. If you think you're sitting on the port side, raise your hand. You sure about that? If you think you're sitting on the starboard side, raise your hand. If you have no idea which side you're sitting on, please raise your hands. Alright, at least you're honest. If you're honest. Yeah, that's right. So most of you raise your hands, you're correct. So if you're looking forward, the side I'm standing on, you guys are the left side, or you're the port side. Easy to remember that port and left both spelled with 4 letters. P-O-R-T-L-E-F-T. That means you guys on the right side, you guys are, as these two know, starboard. How do you know you're starboard? Well, you're not port. You got a lot more letters. Yeah. And here's the pyramids here coming up. See it on port. We'll see it on starboard in any second now. The pyramids are made out of concrete and PVC tubing. Each one weighs in at about 27 tons. They were built and designed for us by ancient Hawaiians just over 20 years ago. Okay, maybe not so ancient. Built and designed for us by Mr. Frank Cassiano, oceanographer from the University of Hawaii. We're stuck down here in partnership University of Hawaii Sea Grant program. Now, if you got your dive logs with you, leave it open on pages 5 and 6. In there you'll find your fish identification chart. Nice thing about the fish ID chart is both English and Hawaiian names of these fish. It's not your sushi menu. Don't try to order anything. Okay? Both sides at the base of these pyramids, you'll see schools of white fish laid out in the sand or kind of hanging around. White fish, yellow stripe down the middle of his body, yellow tail. These are called yellow striped goatfish. Now they're called goatfish because they have 2 little whiskers, also known as barbels, that they used to sift through the sand looking for food. Makes them look like a billy goat. In Hawaii, they're called veke, W-E-K-E. Veke in Hawaii means to open. Many Hawaiians long ago believed in the veke would open up your soul, cleanse and purify your body. Starboard side, we got a ray. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, out in the distance there. Black in color. spots on the body. Faces the whole, excuse me, the spotted eagle ray. Oh, it's a stingray, okay. I can't see it out there, my eyes are bad. Hawaiian southern stingray. The ones that we commonly see are black in color, and they're the spotted eagle rays. So that one we don't see too often. Do we see manta rays? Manta rays not too often. I've seen a few, but they're far few between. Yeah, not too often. Manta rays you can't miss though. Very large, wide wingspan, right? Like 12 feet across. We're slowly heading over towards the next reef. Here it comes. Port side first. These are called our Japanese reefs, so the JRs for short. We'll be passing 4 of these Japanese reefs up port. Once we pass the 4th and the last one, you guys on starboard, don't worry. Okay, we'll then spin the ocean around and do a second pass for you guys. Is that okay? Okay, we'll spin the submarine around. It'll be a lot easier to do. But you get the idea. Okay, here's our Japanese reefs. Built for us over in Osaka, Japan. Oh, amberjack, big amberjack. See a torpedo shape right there? Black band, black stripe through the eye. Yeah. Big one too. That Japanese reefs built in Osaka, Japan by the Asahi Corporation. Some will simply call it the Asahi reefs. You know, there's about 500 species of reef fish here in Hawaii. I know that sounds like a lot, but compared to other parts of the world, it's really not that much. What makes Hawaii unique or special is that about 33% of our reef fish are endemic. That simply means found nowhere else in the world. And here's one of our local fish found only here in Hawaii. Towardside yellowfish, black down there with the tail, black stripe through the eye. That is called the millet seed butterfly fish, also known as a lemon butterfly. In Hawaiian, it is called la willy willy. Yeah, everyone say la willy willy. That was really good. No, Willy. Another butterfly fish out there, black and white stripe, 2 black stripes on the body, long trailing dorsal fin up top. That is called the pennant butterfly fish. Pennant butterfly. Quite often people shout out Moorish idol, angelfish. Not an angelfish, it does look like a Moorish idol, although Moorish idol is a little bigger in size, and they are black and white, black and yellow striped. These pennant butterflies, you see they're black and white striped. You probably noticed some of the trevallies hanging out over the top of those structures there. Those are the baby trevallies. Yeah, any of the trevallies here in Hawaii, they're under 10 pounds of weight, referred to as babies or papio. Everybody say papio. Yeah, P-A-P-I-O. Papio was his name on it. Yeah. These trevallies weigh more than 10 pounds and referred to as ulua, or the giant trevally. Now, starboard side, take a look over here. You see right out there, right in front of you, you see a little ridge slope coming down. This is actually an old lava flow, solidified about 100,000 years ago. This ridge is known as Poliopono. Poliopono means the ridge of life, and it's called this because roughly about 44 different species of coral grows on this old lava flow, this ridge right here. Look in the cracks and crevices along the ridge line of the Poliopono. You might get lucky and see some moray eels. Here in Hawaii, we have over 40 different types of morays, ranging from the common lemon-headed moray eel to the pretty rare dragon moray eel. The Hawaiians, we call eels, we call them puhi. P-U-H-I. Talking about coral growing all over the ridge of life, the Poliopono there. That's what these artificial reefs do as well. They encourage coral growth. And coral is kind of important for the underwater environment, right? Algae and seaweed that cover these corals provides food for a lot of the smaller fish. In fact, fish and coral have what they call a symbiotic relationship. Both sides benefit, right? Fish, they get food, right? They get fed. And corals, they get cleaned, right? Their polyps get cleaned, which allows these corals to grow bigger, healthier, stronger. It all goes hand in hand. Speaking of coral growth, both sides, look down below as we turn around here. Scatter about. You guys see the coral that's shaped like cauliflower? Should be everywhere. Yeah? Do you know what that coral is called? Don't strain yourselves. Broccoli coral. Very good, young man. No, he said cauliflower coral. I heard you. I'm only kidding. So they're pretty self-descriptive, right? So other than cauliflower coral, there's also here in Hawaii we have plate coral, antler coral, finger coral, lobe coral, lobe like an earlobe. Justin's favorite back there, beaver coral. That's right. One can only hope. Okay, we're turning around over here. Cap Berry spinning the ocean around here. We've got the Poliopono coming up on port. We'll see the Japanese reefs on starboard. As we complete the turn here, take a look at the depth gauge, guys. We're still pretty deep, about 70 feet deep. Now, do you guys know what happens to color at depth? What happens to color the deeper you go underwater? Look at your clothing, tell me. It's getting darker, right? Am I right? Look at your clothing. Anybody wearing the colors red or pink? Probably knows your reds and pinks now look purple or lavender in color. Gentleman's pointing at your shirt. Is this a pink shirt? Oh, it's red. I'm sorry. Okay, I see it. Indiana. Okay, very good. Now, you want to stand up real quick? We're going to use it as a little model. See this young man on starboard? His shirt looks purple, right? We all know it's supposed to be red, right? Because I can tell with the logo right there. Yeah, take a look at that. Red, purple, red, purple, red, purple. Only 500 more times. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. What's happening to his clothing? Your clothing. Sunlight is getting filtered out through the ocean. Meaning the water is about 800 times more dense than air. Filtering out the sunlight's rays, color spectrum gets absorbing. Colors begin to change. And the first color of the color spectrum, or rainbow, as we all learned in school, is what color? First color, rainbow. Red. Remember the acronym Roy G. Biv? So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So the deeper and deeper you go in that order, colors change. Very good. Well said. Mike Kite. I do have to warn you though, keep it on the depth gauge. If we happen to go past a depth of 97 feet, 9 or 7, and you're wearing the color white, cover up. White at that depth will turn a little transparent. Yeah, slightly see-through. Put your cameras away, I'm only kidding. Okay, that will not happen. I lost you guys with the Roy G. Biv, but as soon as it white turns transparent, everybody's got their cameras up. Alright. Interesting. They follow you upon original life off the port. Here's our, coming up our Japanese reefs on starboard. You guys notice bits of seaweed going past your viewport? Yeah, just earlier today, a sushi barge actually ran aground, flipped over. No, I'm kidding, that's not what it is, alright? Here's our Japanese reefs. Japanese reefs have a concrete base. The rest of the framework is made out of fiberglass, spun fiberglass tubing. Each one weighs about 25 tons. These are smaller, scaled-down models made for dissect, basically replica. They're about a quarter the size of what they use in Japan. Japanese use these structures for mainly growing and cultivating edible seaweed and kelp. Seaweed that they use broccoli or sushi. I was just joking about. But we don't have that kind of seaweed growing on our reefs. The reason for that is very simple. It's water temperature. Hawaii's water is not cold enough for this kind of seaweed to grow and flourish. Average water temperature here in Hawaii throughout the year is about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. 75 degrees, that's pretty nice, right? I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason why you're visiting the islands. Fun in the sun, right? Nice warm water. T-shirts, 10 for $20. Okay, that's only part of the reason, not the whole reason, right? You see some of those baby trevallies, right? Those papio hanging out on top. They're silver in color. You may see a few today. They won't be silver. They're almost black in color, very dark charcoal gray color. Now they get dark like that when they're hungry. When they start feeding or hunting, they go from silver to almost black in color. Yeah, that's down right there. It looks kind of dark right there. Now look at down, yeah. Compared to the other one, look at that. Once again, millet sea butterfly fish all out there. The La Willy Willies. Okay, we're turning to starboard. We're going to be heading away from the Waikiki shoreline, heading straight offshore. That's right, into deeper water. Are you guys all ready to go deep? Alright, somebody's just paying attention, taking notes. I like that. Well, ready or not, here we go. Right, we're going to do this anyhow. Heading out to the deepest point of our tour. Right now, we're going to see two airplanes. First airplane on starboard, your other starboard. As we continue ahead, we'll see the second airplane on port. Once we see the second airplane, get a picture of the depth gauge. That'll be the deepest spot of your dive today. Now, exactly how deep that'll be, I can't really tell you that. Really depends on the tide. So we'll find out here in a couple of minutes. Well, by the way, does anyone know the crush depth of our submarine? How deep do you think the submarine can go down to before the nuts and bolts start popping off, windows start cracking because of the underwater pressure? Give me a depth, shout it out. 150 feet, common answer, deeper, keep going.
700.
What was that, 700? A little deeper, keep going. 1,000, a little too deep. 850 feet, 850, crush depth of our submarine. Now please put your lunch money away. We're not going to go anywhere near that crush depth, okay? Although designed at 850 feet, U.S. Coast Guard regulates our maximum depth to no more than what you said, 150 feet is our operational depth. For safety reasons. Right, think about it. If we got stuck, we're at 300 feet deep, and we could not surface, we got stuck on the bottom. Do you think rescue divers can help us out? No, not at that depth. Yeah, talking about underwater pressure. Underwater pressure will cause these divers to use up the air a lot faster the deeper they go. So no more than 150 feet gives these divers enough time to swim down to us, open up our deck plates, blow the emergency balance, get the submarine back up to the surface. I know you're wondering, who are the rescue divers? And I just realized this. Our co-pilot, Justin, he's a rescue diver. I'm part of the rescue team, and so is Mary. She's a rescue diver as well. You feel comfortable? You got 3 rescue divers stuck inside of the submarine with you? No, I'm kidding. No, there's more divers up top. There, do that. Here, this is our first airplane on starboard. In 1989, Linus purchased 2 whole airplanes, 2 Mitsubishi YS-11 twin turboprop planes, and took these airplanes further inshore to a depth of 60 feet, 60. Well, in 1992, a Category 4 hurricane called Hurricane Iniki stormed through the islands, tore off these airplanes, pushed them into deeper water. So it went from 60 feet to an altitude today somewhere between 105 to 120 feet deep. Check it out. This is all the stuff through the airplane, just the wing section. So look at your airplane there, right? Forward and aft section is gone. Those parts end up in deeper water, way too deep for us to go and recover. Actually, on port side, look down there, we call it the spaghetti factory. There's a bunch of wires that actually came from the cockpit of one of these airplanes. There's actually a resident moray eel that lives in a huge one. So if you see the head sticking out, might be peeking at you. It looks like a sock puppet with razor sharp teeth. You got it. Look at that, 105 feet. We're probably going to get a little deeper as we get close to the bottom and coming up on the next airplane on port. Get a picture of the depth gauge, guys. Did you know that only 1/10 of 1% of the world's population has ever been past a depth of 100 feet? Yeah, I put you guys in a rare group. Actually, never mind group, put you in an exclusive club. The 100-foot club, all right. Speaking of which, if you're here with your kuipo, which is Hawaiian for sweetheart, turn to your kuipo right now and give that person a nice big kiss. Go ahead, give your kuipo a kiss, they're waiting. I know there's couples on board. Make sure it's your kuipo, not someone else's, thank you. Congratulations, check it out at 110 feet, without a doubt, that's going to be the deepest kiss you've ever given them. Woohoo, all right, please leave our co-pilot alone, thank you. Usually he's begging for a kiss. Look, these are Mitsubishi YS-11s, once owned by Mid-Pacific Airlines. Anybody was here in Hawaii in the 80s? Right, Hawaiian Airlines we still have today. Of course, they've gotten much bigger. Aloha Airlines, unfortunately, they shut down about 4 years ago. But these guys as well, in the 80s, they're right at their peak. They were Mid-Pacific Airlines, or Mid-Pac. That one was Aloha Airlines in Maui. They emergency landed in Maui. Yes, that's right. Yeah. You're about right. Because I'm 40, so yeah, that was about right age when that happened. No, being that we had 2 airplanes here and you got to see yours on starboard, we're just looking at here on port, and we're going to actually make our way over towards the ships next. Yep. Possibly if we have time when we're done with the ships, yeah. Usually there's big giant trevally hanging out under the wings there. Not too many of them. They might start heading other spots of our dive site, looking to hunt, start feeding, eating. Well, we're going to actually, as I mentioned, the ships here. This is the first of 2 that we're going to see here is an Old Navy vessel called the YO-257. YO stands for Yard Oiler. Old Navy fuel tanker, 174 feet long. As we approach the YO, we'll be approaching the stern backside of the vessel and we'll head towards the bow. Now, is anybody else other than the crew scuba certified? Have their scuba license at all? Oh, gentlemen here. Oh, guy over there on board. Way in the back, starboard. I see him. All right, now, if anybody else gets their C card, certification dive card, you want to do a really cool shipwreck dive, come and scuba dive the YO-257. Very diver friendly. Big cutouts in the hull and up the wheelhouse makes it very accessible. Easy to get into and out of. You can call any local dive shop to bring you out here. I'm not sure if there are going to be divers here. Sometimes we get lucky. Most of the time we'll find them here in the morning time, diving the YO-257. Now, it's the most productive reef. This is where we see a lot more marine life, a lot more fish, a lot more coral. If we're lucky enough, we might even find a honu. You want to see a honu? Do you know what honu is in Hawaii? Turtle. Mike Cuddy, well said. Very good. Now, no promises they are here, but this is where we usually find them. Okay, port side first. Let's get YO-257 coming up. So Now just after the stern, you're going to see here, you can see it looks like a big gun turret, big chain attached to it. That chain leads up to a mooring ball. I encourage people with boats or dive companies who can scuba dive the wild. And a Christmas tree, that's right. I know Christmas is over, right? I suspect that tree is going to be there at least till April. Yeah.
Look at this.
Just like the one at your house, right? Yeah, all right. Yep, well, now the Wild 257, all the reefs that we have here, including the shipwrecks, they didn't really wreck or go down on their own. Yeah, we bought them and imploded them and actually sunk them themselves. Yep, artificial reef. Yeah, you got it. Look at all the fish here. You see all the, there's another school of butterfly fish out here. White body, orange head, orange trim. That is a beautiful pyramid butterfly fish. Pyramid butterfly. Big school of them. Trevally is going in and out under the catwalk. That's the most popular saltwater aquarium fish in the world. Fish all yellow in color. That would be the yellow tang, or known in Hawaiian as lau'ipala. I didn't see no turtles there. They could be hiding out. Now, two places these turtles will hide, and what they're hiding from is from the current. They're going to be pushed around all over the place by the current, which has picked up in speed over the last couple of hours. Two places. One, they're going down to the ocean floor, down to the bottom. So if you look down below as we turn around here, they see them laid out down there, trying to stay under the current. Now, unfortunately, another place to go to, smart on their part though, is to go inside of the ship. Use the big cutoffs, go in there, use the hull of the vessel to block that current. Kind of smart, right? Bad for us though, we might not see them. So look down below, let me know if you see any turtles leaning out trying to hide from or stay under the current, any of the honu. Oh yeah? Somebody's talking about the pressure in the cabin. You know, it's nothing like, you don't have to worry about pressure, especially for a diver's day, right? You know, people always ask us, is it okay to fly out after this? Because scuba divers know, right, you can fly and dive, but you cannot dive and fly. Because the change in altitude, nitrogen in your body, very dangerous. You actually need time to let off the nitrogen. Now, for the pressure in the cabin, you don't have to worry. The pressure here in the cabin is the same ambient pressure as it is on the surface. Yeah, so if you feel a little nauseous, your eyes are, you feel the pressure, it's probably my narration. Yeah, probably, right? Yeah. At least that's what the wife says. Yeah. But good question. I'm glad you asked that because it does allow me to talk about that. Yeah, so for you guys who are not familiar with scuba diving, that's the rule, right? That you can fly in and go diving right away, but if you did a dive, you got to give yourself at least 24 hours before you fly out. Yeah. Any change of altitude, right? That means not even if you're on the Big Island, you can go scuba diving and then go hike up Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa. Yeah, change of altitude, very bad. You should be a pilot here, young man. You're gonna go places. Okay, so we spun around here. Captain Mary's found her mark, heading back to the wild. Now, when I say Mary's found her mark, I know you wonder what I'm talking about. But do you guys notice things like bricks or cinder blocks laid out down there? You saw that? Would you believe me if I said that was cinder block coral grows naturally down here? No? Okay, I won't tell you that. These are real cinder blocks put in place. That's where pilots know where they're going and even when to make certain turns. Where submarine pilots drive strictly by eyesight. There's no radar, sonar, GPS, anything of that sort to help them navigate underwater. Once again, using only their eyes. And you don't have to worry because Mary has a pretty good eye. Or eyes too, excuse me. Luckily, her hearing's all not that good. Oh wait, no, she heard me. I'm gonna get it. And here comes the YO257 on starboard. Now the YO served in a couple wars, World War II and the Korean War. I like the pirate look by the way, Mary. That was good. Alright. Yeah, World War II and the Korean War. Decommissioned back in the 1980s. Navy had plans to blow it up. They were going to use it for target practice. Well, Atlantis found out about this, went ahead and purchased the YO, had a winning bid of $30,000. Now, 30 grand, pretty good deal, right? But they spent about $300,000 on the cleanup, making it environmentally safe, stripping it down, removing all the fuel, all its oil, all of its contaminants. So quite a bit of money invested into the YO. What Atlantis also did was remove most doors and hatches. Any doors or hatches remaining are welded to stay open, right? Making it safe for scuba divers and scuba diver. You gotta be a pretty bad diver to lock yourself up in here. You see those yellow fish out there, black vertical stripes, these are known in Hawaii as mamo. M-A-M-O, also called the Hawaiian Sergeant Major. You see them on all the other reefs as well. Oh, check this out. Coming up on the end of the vessel, starboard side, look down. Okay, other than the Christmas tree, that's exciting. But take a look here. Right on the end of the vessel, you see what looks like a piece of rope tied off right there? You guys all see that? Yeah, that's a piece of rope. You got it. Your eyes did not deceive you. Very good. Well, simply put, we have them all over reefs, and we use them as current indicators. Talked about current, right? Current briefly when I talk about turtles. Now, two things about the current that our pilots need to identify. Obviously, the direction of the current, but the strength of the current as well. Ultimately, helps them decide how we're going to pass the reef, whether we, for example, on the YO257, we went on the offshore side, looking at it on the port side first. Now, the current was going in the opposite direction. We'd be on the inshore side, looking at it from the starboard side first. Really depends what that current's doing. If we want to drive our submarines past the reefs with the current pushing us away from it, then of course pilot using the thrusters to inch closer. We don't want to pick the wrong side. Okay, here comes the second of two shipwrecks here. This last one is an old fishing trawler, fishing boat called the San Pedro, or the St. Pedro. Newest addition to our dive set, port side first. This is the bow of the Pedro, front side. Let's look closely. Maybe we'll get lucky. See, these turtles are hiding somewhere. See what we got. San Pedro was built in the mid-1940s over in Japan, but it was purchased and operated by Korean longline fishermen. Of course, then these guys gave it the Korean name, San Pedro. Which is not very Korean, it's Spanish, I know. Built in Japan, owned by Koreans, has a Spanish name. Today it sits in Hawaiian waters. Go figure. The ship is sitting at the sun. The bow we just looked at there is deeper water. The stern coming up here much closer to the surface. The stern gets closer to the sunlight through photosynthesis. Helps corals grow. Most of the coral right here on this end. Usually we'll see some big schools of bluefin trevallies. There they go. Silver in color, has that iridescent blue on the edge of its vine. Hawaiians, we call it omilu, O-M-I-L-U. Probably know some parrotfish. I see one down on the bottom on the port side. Look down, two-tone in color, purple head, turquoise colored body. Now the brighter colored ones are the males. Male parrotfish have the brighter blues, greens, purples, reds. Female parrotfish are more dull in color, more of a reddish brownish color. The Hawaiians call parrotfish, we call them uhu. U-H-U, uhu, not yuhu. Okay, uhu being the parrotfish, yuhu being the chocolate drink. You got it. Now, does anybody know why that fish is called the parrotfish? Well, tell me, because it talks. It doesn't talk. Oh, we got yellow eye-striped surgeonfish coming up to you guys on port there, right towards your viewport. That's right, very good. Yeah, it doesn't talk, but it has teeth, very large top and bottom teeth that look fused together, makes the mouth, as the gentleman said, look like a parrot's beak. That's right, that's why they're called the parrotfish. Now, I mentioned briefly about the smaller fish eating the algae and the seaweed off the coral. Well, this fish will eat everything. Watch it bite into the coral, crunch everything up, take all the nutrients it wants from it. Now think about this. Because it eats coral, guess what comes out of its body? Did it hit its core letter or its first letter begins with S? Sand. Sand. I'm not going to repeat what most of you guys are thinking. A fully grown adult parrotfish can produce over a ton of sand a year. Thanks for that. You guys are hilarious. 1,000 pounds of sand a year. Yeah. Now, did you know 1/3 of the sand from Waikiki Beach comes from the parrotfish? Bet you didn't know that. Yeah, something to think about when you guys are sipping on your Mai Tai, building your sand castle, where the sand might have come from. Yikes. Now, actually, a lot of the sand on Waikiki Beach is dredged up from offshore and brought over. You know, Waikiki, I think Justin was talking about it with our last guest last hour. Yeah, Waikiki was actually, well before it was developed to a, tourist spot, it was actually marshland. Yeah. So all of that stuff you're walking around on, even the beach you're laying on, yeah, something that's just man-made areas, actually wetlands. That's right, that's right. Actually, we do. Actually, just last summer, they started the process of dredging up more sand because of erosion, right? Over time, those beaches get shorter and shorter and shorter. That's right. Yeah, trying to do that now, right? Trying to develop another area. Actually, there was on the west side, right? There's the Ihilani, right? The new Disney resort out there as well. But that's all more natural now. Oh, good question. Somebody asked if it's for submarines to operate off of fuel. What do you guys think? What about nuclear power? Raise your hands if you think it's nuclear power. People always ask this all the time. Don't be ashamed. It's not nuclear power. Put your hands down. Okay, what about diesel fuel? Diesel fuel, you think so? Could be, right? Yeah, but yeah, not very good for the underwater environment. Actually, this gentleman said it. I'm not going to put out the answer yet. How many of you guys think it's battery powered? Yeah, you're right. It's actually electric powered off of batteries. We have over 200 lead-acid batteries, and they're pretty big, about 3 feet high, over 150 pounds apiece. Very large batteries. Very quickly, where do you guys know where we place these batteries? Where are they located?
Underneath our seats.
Underneath us, where exactly is that? Yeah, under your seat. You're sitting above the battery box. Shocking, isn't it? Some of you found that joke revolting. I apologize. I kind of got a charge out of it myself. I can keep going and going and going. I think you're too young. I don't think you remember that commercial, right? Okay. Okay, here's the sound Pedro on starboard. I'll stop. Look at that. There's a beautiful yellowfish with their long white nose. That is the long-nosed butterfly fish, related to the La Willy Willy. That fish is called the La Willy Willy Nuku Nuku Oi Oi, which translates to the fish with a really long nose. Okay. Anybody know the name of Hawaii state fish, the Hawaiian name? Anybody can say it? No pressure. Are you gonna shot? No, it's not a Kuna Matata. Nice try. Well, Hawaii state fish in English is called the Picasso triggerfish. That's how it really is. It's triggerfish, or the painted triggerfish. In Hawaiian, it is called, and I'll say it slowly for you, it is called Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a. Or I cue the crickets, you look lost. Okay, you're going to learn how to say Hawaii state fish in Hawaiian. You're going to learn how to say it properly. Repeat after me, okay? We'll break it down together. Say Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a. Maikai, very good. Now say it all together one time. You ready? Go! Alright. Yeah, that was terrible. I think you just ordered a can of Spam. Good job, guys. Now, Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a. Yeah, Spam. Yeah, come over to my house. We call it the Hawaiian prime rib. Yeah. Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a translates to the fish with the nose of a pig. P-I-G, pig. Pua'a in Hawaii means pig. The fish with the nose of a pig. I think you finally understand why you never see Hawaiians playing Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, we'll go broke trying to buy all those vowels. If you want to challenge us in Scrabble, we're pretty good. Recommend you buy the Hawaiian dictionary because it'll be cheap. But who doesn't? Now I think there is the Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Aqua on your dive log, right? Your fish ID chart. Or you're hoping to see the Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Aqua, but you probably won't see the Huma Huma Nuku Aqua because the Huma Huma Nuku Aqua tends to like shallow depth of water. You have a higher chance of seeing the Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Aqua when you're struggling just inshore of Waikiki. And I don't always get that correctly, by the way. Okay, we're cruising over our coral gardens. Maybe we'll see a turtle. I can't promise you that they'll be here, but I suspect some of them, a few of them are hiding inside of their ships, but I might find a few trying to just hang out in a shallow or depth, coming a little more inshore, hanging out on the bottom. Any of these Now let's see, we talked about the pressure in the cabin, talked about how we power the submarines. I talked about the viewport, right? I mentioned it's about 4.5 inches thick. Now the glass right in front of you, even to touch a tap on, it's actually a separate piece of glass. It's a safety glass that protects the viewport from being scratched. Now we don't want to scratch up the viewports too much because they are rather expensive. Custom made for us over in England. Made out of compressed acrylic, pretty strong stuff. Get this, each viewport costs Atlantis about $5,000. 5 grand per viewport, yes. 36 viewports in all. If you do the math, that's quite a bit of money. Yep, 64. Yep. So, looking up port over here, you notice Mary's viewport, right? Much bigger in size. Like I said, round, a little concave. It's about 2¼ inches thick. Now, it's rounded like that for a reason. Do you know why? Well, it looks like a contact lens, right? Yeah, Mary's legally blind. It's a prescription lens, right, sir? No, I'm kidding. Maybe she's illegally blind. Yeah, no. No, it's rounded like that for a reason. It looks like a contact. It actually allows the pilot to see true distances. Kind of important when you're driving something, right? So, for example, let's say something 10 feet out is really 10 feet out. You follow me? You look through your side view guys, everything's magnified, made to look bigger and closer, makes everything look bigger and close roughly by about 20%, and that's the reason why yours is flat. Just like your side view mirrors on your car, you're right. Yeah, so that big giant trevally you might have seen out there, big like this, probably only about this big. Okay, I'm not very good with percentages. Don't ever ask me to help you with percentage. No, but your whole perception of size and distance is a little altered looking through your magnified viewport. So if it look like we're going to hit the side of something as one past it, reality is we're a lot further out than you think we are. Now, did you guys get to see this submarine surface when you guys were out here on the shuttle boat? You seen it come up? I'm not sure what the shuttle boat crew mentioned, but our submarines are not equipped with a periscope. No periscope, so we have no idea of what's above us. Now, we're not going to service the submarine blindly, come up any time we choose. Wouldn't be very smart or safe to do that, right? We need permission to surface. We need clearance from Clarence. Roger, Roger. How long can we stay underwater? Very good. You know, our batteries can actually run about 24 hours, as we do have a 24-hour life support event that we're unfortunately not able to get up to the surface. So we have 24-hour life support, but the batteries will last for a long time, well over 15 hours on solid tours, and we only do at most 9 tours a day and about an hour per tour. Yeah, we charge the batteries and take them back to our maintenance facility at Honolulu Harbor, and we charge up the 240 volt, the 24 volt, and our communications as well. Now, out of those three, the 240 volt is our main power source, power for the big things like our thrusters. So definitely, we always charge up the 240 volt side. But it depends really what the 24 volt or the comms are reading determines whether we want to charge it or not. We don't want to overcharge these things. That's right, we could actually, well, I don't know about that. Putting words in my mouth, sir. Well, you know what's for dinner, right? Fish. We're going to have lots of it. Well, hopefully not fish, right? Oh, buoyancy going up and down? We do want, well, you know, glad you asked me this. You know, at the beginning of the tour, as I was talking about the ballast, right? We're pumping water. Yeah, release air, pump water in. Now, we do have ballast that runs through the submarine, and they're piped together. So, from port to starboard, two sides, all piped together. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, all the way to 8, all the way aft. And that is what the pilot was doing, ballasting all those different pumps. And trying to do it evenly, right? Trying to bring it nice and even going down. And at the same time doing that, pumping in more water if we need it. But by the way, we use your body weight, by the way. We figure out an average based on the amount of people per tour that we have a ballast chart, what we should pump into. Now, when you begin to dive, it's not always ideal. So sometimes you'll go down a little quick, so you'll pump out but of course, most of the time you need to pump in more water. So, but we do have a balance shark. At the same time, doing all the balancing, the pilot is also using the trim weight, which pitches the submarine forward and aft, trying to make things comfortable as we go down. And at the same time, as I mentioned, pilot driving strictly by eyesight, so they're trying to look for their location as they're doing all of this. How many wings of our for this submarine? Oh, I don't know about wings. Are you asking about our thrusters? Oh no, we don't. Yeah, no wings. Yeah, it's all used just strictly with balance. Yep. But once they have their balance set, they have their vertical thrusters, which actually brings the movement up and down. That's what you're asking. Yeah, there's two vertical thrusters located in the middle of the submarine. Yep. But they can also they have problems with the vertical thrusters. They can actually, just based on their experience, they know how to properly balance certain tanks. Now, how does somebody become a submarine pilot here in Atlantis? A lot of work. Yeah, there's actually in-house training with the Atlantis company. We do a lot of testing and different levels. So where I'm standing, someone who started working the submarine as a attendant narrator, but I'm also a co-pilot as well. That's what Justin's doing back there. There's different levels of co-pilot. We actually have 4 different books that we need to go through, different co-pilot books. A lot of work, a lot of reading, a lot of testing, a lot of understanding ins and outs of the submarine. But once you get up to a certain level of co-pilot, you can start driving the submarine underwater, well, with no passengers, right, beginning. But then once you get comfortable, pilot would allow these guys, these new trainees, to drive with passengers, of course, with the other pilots standing behind them. And they have to do a minimum, from that point, a minimum of 100 training dives. They get signed off for that. Once the general manager agrees that they're good, right, they start doing it on their own. But you do have to obtain a captain's license as well, so they go to school. Okay, Spotted Eagle Ray port side here, Spotted Eagle Ray, part of the Stingray family. Port side, look down. You guys remember the movie Finding Nemo? Sure you do. You own the movie, this guy do. Remember the previous movie, the Ray that picked up all the fish, took on excursion to the drop off? Mr. Ray, I believe, right? Mr. Ray was a Spotted Eagle Ray, just like the one there on port. Except this is the real one. Okay, there goes torpedo number 1 on its way. Oh, by the way, that's our code for bubble. High pressure barrier being sent. Marking location. We're going to flip over our comms, listen in, and see what's going on. Alright, that was Captain Chuck. He says we are clear to surface. Here we go, pumping high pressure air back to the balance tank. Pumping out all the air, all the water, filling up with air, excuse me, making us buoyant. Now we're going to actually go right past the bubbles coming out of our balance tank. So quick here. You guys remember the movie Hunt for Red October? Yeah, hold on. They got nothing on us. We're going to fly out of the water here. Here we go. Fasten those seatbelts.
Whoa, 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 whoa. 太阳来了，看到太阳了吗？
Well, Connor, that was fun. Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the surface. You know, Hansbach would give a really big round of applause to our pilot, Captain Mary. I think she did a fine job of navigating. Good job, Captain. Woo! Oh, we got whistles. Look at that. Now, be careful if you're sitting in or near these hatches, whether forward or aft, a little bit of water might drip down on you here as we open them up. Just a few gallons, you'll be fine, sir.
Seeing the what? Seeing the one school.
Now, folks, this time we're going to have you exit the submarine once we get cleared to do so. You guys on the port side, left side, you'll exit through the aft hatch.
We got to get out.
But on starboard right-hand side, you'll exit forward towards me, towards the forward hatch. Basically, you're going to exit out of the opposite hatch that you came through. Use this time, look around, make sure all your items, cameras, bags, did not leave anything behind. Any snacks or drinks you brought, you kindly take your rubbish, you'd be back to the shuttleable. Dispose of it over there, as we do not have any trash cans on board. These will include those white motion discover bags. If you have to use them, they are designed to go take them with you as well. What part? What are you pointing at? Oh, a whale? A whale! A whale! Okay, put something at a whale. He's letting go. Kachina, look at this. Whoa! Look at these people on the left side. Wow, look at that. Wow! Whoa! Whoa! It's a whale of a your shuttable discovery. Ah, chigao. Also nothing.
Yeah, they fold. It's okay.
All right, who got a picture of that? I know somebody took a picture. Show of hands. Don't delete it. Tell your friends if you found this a whale, they will not know the difference.
Oh, you want to go this way?
All right, clear to disembark. Port side, left side, exit through the forehatch. Helm clear to disembark. If you guys here port side cannot come this way here.
Let's also go that way.
On port left side can exit through the aft hatch. Someone said, 皆さん左が後ろから右が前からです。どうぞ。Mahalo, guys. You're not going to say there's good crowds and bad crowds. You're definitely one of those. Thank you. No, I didn't see you for Christmas, right? So no Mele Kalikimaka to you guys, although I did hope you did have a Mele one. But I hope you guys have a Holy Maki Hio. Happy New Year, guys. Aloha. Be sure to write your tips on a $5 bill and pass it forward. Thank you.
We always seem to be the tail end of everything, don't we?
Yeah. So it goes.
That's right, guys. That's Japanese. Or if you look on the right-hand side, the submarine is coming up. If you want to get a picture, it should be out over here about the 3 o'clock position. It's going to be kind of in the glare. We're looking for a high-pressure air bubble coming up to the surface. Okay, I think I see it about the 2:30 position. The surface of the ocean is getting a light green-blue color. And that's the first marker bubble being sent up by the submarine to the surface. That's a signal to let our captain know that the submarine will be coming up. So we're just making sure there's no boat traffic on the surface of the water in the immediate area. And once they talk and get the clear over the UWP, and the submarine will be coming up. Maybe just about 10 more seconds here, guys.
stop. That's